And we're back, and we're slightly less confused, I hope.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yep.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I wonder if there's another... I want to go that way now. I know that there's stuff over there. Only two.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Trying to think if there's any other doors that I missed on the right side. Maybe? I'm sure if I am, then I'll be able to check somewhere that there's a guide to know, like, the various different endings. But let's try this door for once. How come some of these doors lead to hallways, and some of the number of doors lead to hallways, and some just lead to offices? Some of those things have really large offices.
Yet there was not a single
Do not
person
alter
here
without
either.
consulting
Feeling
whiteboard
a
manager.
wave of disbelief,
Meeting room.
Stanley decided to go up to
Weekly
his
targets.
boss's office, hoping he might
Termination,
find an answer.
Termination Tuesday. That's a terrible name. Group 46X. 8 - Bird. Pre-review of weekly review. Weekly review. Pranking floors meeting. What to do about 432? Couldn't tell 432 about the meeting. Group 44X. Group 49X. Office party. Ideas plus development. Mergers. IT department. We're broke Wednesday. Financial panic meeting. Boss inspection. Legal. Marketing Mondays. Weekly target administration. 451's private time. What? What do we have here? Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Research and development of new coffee machine? Standardized graphs 40x wide. Not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper guy synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of... Something's been marked out. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. The future was yesterday? So then that means that we're living in a past present? Tomorrow is now? Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Employee 417, 405, 491, 416, 431, Jim. So a whole bunch of graphs and stuff, which I'm not really paying too much attention to. Bi-quarterly post review. We need less reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary. The what? But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to have more hit to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net? Some sort of what? Teenagers, a lot of percentage, size of demographic, spare between the teenagers. There's space between the teenagers. Throw something in the idea bin. 10, no more bins, trash cans. 20, renaming of the ideas bin. 30, firing of me, idea bin. What do people want? Things. Money. More money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. You make graphs? The stock market is somewhere here. Colored in the segment. Stripes requires more secondary research. Stripes require research? Target demographic teenagers. What is hot? Profits, profits, profits. Profits. Profits, profits. Question mark. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. Please, I'm begging, stop. More charts. The boss appreciation. On your boss appreciation worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined towards conflict unless you're the kind who initiates conflict, why did we hire you? Remember, it takes two people. What are your dreams for the future? My toast is a boat, plant life, football, pollution, less air, spring break, hope, clear skin, metamorphosis, travel, comatose, lunch, success, transcend, nature, talk shows, tips for not getting fired, talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion. Notice how it's dispute with a coworker, let it ball inside you, take it out passive aggressively, resent coworker for not supporting more. Using slides to assure employees that everything's okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel out in all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Number of slides on this slide. Wait, what? I'm done there. To do, synergize core value expenditures, shift global market parade, monetize free-to-play. Wait, what? Monetize free-to-play? You can't do that. It's free-to-play. Okay. Wait, broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Maybe there's something here. I can click stuff.
There was nothing here.
No, not you.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Says you.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
I'm trying to click stuff.
He's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet fuck all.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I think there's something in here.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
The door opened.
It didn't occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
In fact, you didn't mention it until I noticed that I could click on the broom closet door.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Not really.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I'd probably find that pretty concerning.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
What?
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What? Well, you turned my wife
Come to
into a
very
mannequin.
definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Yeah, I got attacked by a monkey.
In a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
But
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby?
I have
The
headphones
person
on.
at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
No, I'm in
It's
a room closet.
indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
That's insulting. Come on, there's gotta be something here. Should I have had closed captioning on? No, that's probably okay.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. Fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
You know what? He's probably right.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I could walk upstairs. Or I could walk down the stairs. Is there anything here? Just a light. Kind of creepy though.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He
I did want
considered
to.
the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Ooh, I don't
And in
want to be
such a
fired.
competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
That is kind
None
of
of it
crazy.
made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Wait a
Stanley
second.
said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at
What?
last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled.
What?
This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Well, I don't know
He
about
thought to
that.
himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
You have an internal
So,
monologue.
he
You're already
imagined
crazy.
himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa, what?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
What?
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
I've been wondering about that for a
The
while.
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
That's really
And
weird.
while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Wait, this isn't a
Stanley
dream?
is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
What?
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently.
Wait, what?
And he
No!
invited himself
No!
to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
Ooh.
the press of the mattress on his back,
Ooh.
the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Ah.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want my apartment and my wife and
Your
my
wife is a
job.
mannequin.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
What? No!
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real.
Everything's turned red.
Anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What? Huh?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Huh?
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Wait,
And
what?
although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Wait,
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
wait,
I know what is real and what isn't.
what?
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
Wait,
She had no time for this.
You
So
mean-
it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
what, you mean I've been a crazy lunatic all this time? Oh boy. Well then. You know, I think that's it for this episode. I'll be back once I wrap my mind around all that.